also really, really quite helpful as well. So yeah,
Okay.
that's me today.
Well, that's good, and I think that's the biggest thing is you guys must just stick to that. Just, just work with it. It's an evolving process, and the more you hone that, the more you start acknowledging that, Mel, your whole speaker journey is about taking people on this journey with you.
Mm.
It's getting them to be confident as well. So, in today's session, I want you to just, we're going to start talking about the topic. Your story is your story. And I want to share with her permission, I want to share something with you. Remember, we spoke about your strength. And if you go back and you look at your decades, like from 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, that whole story of what your word is and what you were about and what
Mm,
you did. So a friend of mine was telling this story. She said she's today, her whole business is about strengths, like using your strengths to really hone your skill in business and in connecting with people, like owning who you are. And she was telling this story that they were sitting at a breakfast table, her and her brother. She's a twin. Her brother is 1 minute older than her. And her mother said to them, "Here's your breakfast. And the moment that you've finished with breakfast, you can go outside and play. We're going to go to the park and we're going to play." And she was sitting there like really excited. And her brother, till this day, and she's 47 at the moment, till this day, her brother says, "Well, I'm a minute smarter than you. I'm a minute brighter than you. I'm a minute funnier than you. I'm a minute taller than you." So, he's using all these things. And he was a slower person, slower personality. She's vibrant, on the go, full of energy. And she finished her food, and her brother was slow. And he just like what was playing around. And she was like agitated because she wanted to go and play. And he's slow. And her mom said, "You're not getting up from the table if you haven't finished your breakfast." And what she did is she grabbed his plate of food, stuffed it all into her face. She looked like a chipmunk with her cheeks standing like this. And her mom came in and two plates were empty. And before her brother could like tell on her, her mom said, "Okay, go, you can go." So she realized in that stage she was like impatient and she wanted to get stuff done. But today she learned that that's actually her strength. I mean, she was a 2 year old. She saw a problem, she saw the solution, she took action, she did it. And today she's taking that concept of who she is into her business. So she helps people to get immediate results, fast results, action. So instead of looking at from a negative point of view, like we sometimes do, is like you're impatient and why can't you just wait and do things? She's looking at it, how do I spin this around? How do I turn this around so that my customers benefit from this? And that's all I want you to just start doing is to realize, hey, this is really amazing. Look at what I can do naturally. Today's exercise, we're actually going to do more of that. So we're going to delve into what is the benefit of your magnificent story. What is that story that you have inside of you? So our theme today is your magnificent topic. Because remember, there's other speakers like you and I, but there's only one Lindani, only one Melanie, only one Yonita. Thank goodness for that sometimes. Um, but if we look at what's that magnificent topic inside of you that you want to take that makes you stand out, because that's what we want to do as a speaker. We want to stand out. We want to make our mark in this world. So you ask me, why do I have to have this magnificent topic? Why do I stand out? Well, it's so that you can be the go-to expert. It's so that people know what it is you do for them. Lindani, I'm going to put you on the spot. If you think of you, Anita, me, and you had to refer people to me, what comes up in mind for you? And there's no trick question. I actually
mm,
want you to just answer as is. So don't think about the course. Don't think, What comes up when you think of Juanita?
Man, I think two things. It would be a phenomenal human being, but most importantly, someone who helps, a coach that helps and improves communication skills. So I think that's for me a phenomenal human being and a phenomenal communicator and a coach who refines that and helps us to refine that within us. So that's the thing that comes up to me.
Melanie, can I ask you, if you think of Juanita, what do you think of as this in terms of go-to expert? What do you think of me? What comes up for you?
Two things. One is educator, teacher, coach, that whole side of it. And the other one is connector.
Okay, so thank you for that. Here's the journey. I want to put myself on the spot because all of those things are, well, thank you, great human being. I hope so. My husband doesn't always think so, but thank you, Lindani. But I haven't honed in my go-to expert field good enough so people can say, that's what she does. If someone comes to you and they have a problem, you don't know yet how to say, Jonita is your person. I'm a Jack and Jill of all trades. My whole life was about fit in where it is. I've got a corporate company that focus on skills and skills development, and we do from HR, data analytics, right through to project management. In fact, I'm doing a advanced project management. I don't even know if you knew that I do that online with a corporate company Monday. Then we have MS Projects. So I take people through how to use MS Projects, the software application. Then I have a course on conflict resolution and management. So leadership communication, how do you handle that in a team? And then I have a course on teaching people how to coach their team, how to have coaching conversations. But I also have the Digital DealMakers Academy, where we train people to take whatever they do online and make money online. And at the same time, I'm a speaker and I'm building a brand right now about human resilience. How do you come through adversity and shine on the other side? And that's my speaking topic that I want to talk about, because in that, I can go and say to people, well, if you have adversity, whether it's finance, team, conflict resolution, relationship, whatever that is, if you have some adversity in your life, I can teach you the skills to get through that, whether it is having an online system, whether it is doing corporate training, whether it is relationship management. So myself, I'm focusing on getting my message very clear. Okay, but it's a journey. So I love what you guys have said, and thank you. I take that. But here's why I'm not rich yet, is because what you are saying doesn't pay yet. I want you to have a shortcut in that. Mel, you and I know we've done this online thing for months, and it's great doing it, but the money doesn't come in because there's so many options out there. But if you go and you hone in, it's like, think of it like a dating site. If you don't know that you want someone that's shorter than you or taller than you, bigger or thinner or fatter or funnier, or if you don't know that, you're going to go and date anybody. And by dating anybody, everybody has something to offer you, but you don't hone in on this is the person I want. So think of it as you want to eliminate all the options out there. You want to be it. For this particular product and problem, you want to be that go-to person. Okay. It's like computers. There's so many computers out there, but I'm an Apple girl. I don't do anything else. I don't do Lenovo. They're great computers, but it's not me. So I don't even listen to a sales pitch on anything other than an Apple product. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
That's what you need to be. That's what you need to become. That's what we're working on, is finding out what is your go-to expert zone, because that's where you're going to launch. So I was saying that the more specific your message, the more universal your impact. Let's change it. The more global your impact. If people know that you are the resilience coach, there are so many people that are relationship coaches, that are business coaches. There's so many people that does speaking coaching. I want to be that person that does all this training with people that are going through adversity, because you have a desperate need to get out of it successfully. You have a vested interest in the outcome. Those are the people I want to work with. Not just anybody. People who are experiencing a problem, I guide them and they see the solution. Because the faster I can get them there, the better my referrals are going to be, because you can see the impact very quickly. And when you're in an adversity situation, you don't have a year to get out of it. You want resolution immediately. That's what I'm good at. That's where I shine. So we are going to find out, where do you shine? So I know a little bit, Mel, your situation that you're going through. You can help people over and over and over. If they don't want to change, it doesn't matter how good you are, you're not going to be successful. Lindani, if you teach from stage in Christian doctrine, if someone doesn't believe in that, it doesn't matter how good you are, they don't follow you. So we need to find out, what is that specific message, for whom specifically, and who will pay you for it. Because you don't just want to do this as a hobby. You want to make money from this. So remember, we said there's the 4 different stages. There's your seed stage, which is environment, the type of speaker. So you've identified you're the scholar, you're the facilitator, the trainer. We looked at your tree. You're starting to build that tree. Is it in a pot? Is it in an orchard? Is it a moving pot? Mel is moving soon. Then Donnie, if you know of any place for a fabulous single woman to either share accommodation or find her own spot somewhere in Somerset West. I'm very biased. I don't want her to move away. But if you know of anything like that, she's up for that by end of April. We want to know that she settles her tree. And at this stage, Mel, that tree of yours travels with you. So your business is solidly online. We're starting to look at the apple. What brand are you? What is that brand that you want to do? What's that message? Are you selling a green apple, a pink apple, a crispy apple, a juicy apple? What is it that we're building? So that's where we are. And once we know that, we can go to the audience. So if you know what your message is, you're not going to look for a Buddhist community, Lindani. You're going to look for a Christian community in leadership that wants to know what you're saying, and your success rate is much higher. So let's quickly look at, how do we get to that topic that stands out? So make some notes, and I'll give you a power guide as well, a guideline afterwards. But number 1, it is a topic that stands out is clear and emotionally compelling. It's clear. You don't ask someone afterwards, can you explain that? If you want to buy Marmite, you know what Marmite is, right? You don't have to explain it. If you want peanut butter, I like peanut butter with crunched peanuts inside. That's my thing. I don't like normal peanut butter. I'll eat it, but I love the one with the crunchy bits inside. What is your clear and emotionally compelling message? Because that will stand out. It solves a real audience problem. Okay, so Lindani, again, thank you for saying I'm a great coach, but what problem do I solve? You know, it's great to be that, but so are all the other millions of other coaches. I want to be known for something specifically. What is that for you? And the best thing, it aligns with your strengths and your story. Remember your story of where you come from. Why are you doing what you're doing? What have you gone through? What is your journey? Okay, it needs to be in line with that. So for years, Juanita Thwaites tried to be this person that's like so successful, and I've got all these businesses and I've got all these things. But you know what keeps on happening over and over and over and over? I face adversity and I get through it thriving. As much as I want to get away from that, that's aligned with my strength. That's aligned with my story. That's aligned with what problems I solve because I'm an expert in that. It has happened so many times to me that I'm brilliant at that. Lindani, I have a doctorate in life's adversity, you know? So I'm with you there. I just need my degree on that, but I'm with you there. It's emotional, it's clear. I now need to also write my topic that stands out. But it's resilience, adversity, when your choices are few, when you need clarity, when you need to get rid of overwhelm, all those buzzwords that I'm going through is my topic. What are yours? Your search for the truth, Lindani, makes you study more. Your search for understanding complex topics makes you want to put it simple when you speak to people about it. Mel, your topics are clear. You want freedom, you want joy, you want happiness, you want choices, you want financial stability. Those are the things that aligns with your strengths and your story. And even things like a financial background that you have, it does mean that when the money and the funds come in, you even know how to help people manage it, you know? So there's a strong story and strength with your life, and there's a thread that goes through all of it. The last one is that has the potential, all these things has the potential to become your signature message. I want to be known for helping people overcome adversity with resilience and thriving when they come out on the other side. Not just coping, but thriving. So now I start building that message. How do we get there? I want you to think of this is a triangle. There's a triangle in anything we do. And we know that the triangle is one of the strongest formations that you have in life, right? So it's equally shared, this triangle. And the bottom part of you as a speaker is not about sharing other people's knowledge. It's not about sharing book knowledge. It's not about any of that. It is, what do you know? Those opportunities where you can speak without being prepared. What do you know? You know what you know. No one can take that away from you. So you need to identify, what do I know really well? Then we go and we say, what do they need? Your audience, what do they need? What are those specific needs and wants they have? Then Donnie, if you try and feed that beautiful boy of yours food, and he actually just wants sweets, but you give him broccoli, yay, it's difficult. We know that he needs vegetables, but he doesn't want vegetables. He wants sweets. And to have a successful agreement is the market would want that. So he would want to eat vegetables first before he gets the sweets. Hey boy, if you can't convince him that he wants that, it's like that friend of mine who wanted to go and play. So she didn't need more food, but what she wanted was so strong that she ate a second plate of food in order to go, because mom said when the plates are finished, we can go. The golden triangle here is matching these three things. Okay, equally yoked, equally important when we speak. So I call it the magnificent triangle. That magnificence, that success is our core topic. What you know makes you the expert. That's your expertise. That's what you know. No one can take it away from you. What do you know that you are brilliant in, that you are better than the person next to you, that you are different, that you can talk with confidence when you go on the stage. What they want, what they need, are the pain points that you need to address in your message. Have you ever spoken to someone and they go like, that's me? Yeah, that's me. You're talking to me like you know me. That's what you need to identify as what are their pain points. What they pay for is the demand. So speakers come to me and say, how much do I charge? Well, how big's your demand? Are you offering something no one wants? Then your demand's very low and you can't charge a lot. Are you offering what people want right now? Lindani, can I ask you this? Share with me and Mel, you too. Have you ever wanted something so badly that price was no issue? That you went out and got it because your want is so big or your need is so big that you pay for it. Open your mics and tell me, what example can you share with me like that?
Definitely. I'm trying to remember something, but I'll give a stupid, silly example. There's a time when this year I was having this deep want or craving just for a chocolate.
Okay.
And it was late in the night, but I just decided that I am gonna go to the store and I'm gonna get myself this chocolate, and
Yeah.
the satisfaction is amazing.
It is. And
Mm.
it's like that craving. Even has your wife had pregnancy cravings?
Ooh, let me try to remember. Not as intensely, but I think there has been some instance, yes. Mm.
I remember one of my cravings, and I don't like it, it's too sweet, but my craving was white chocolate, like Milky Bar chocolate. And it was the weirdest thing because it was also like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. And I was to a point where I don't care. I will put my gown on and my slippers on and go to the shop because I want white chocolate right now. It doesn't matter what it costs. If that's your need, you pay for it, you find a way.
Mm.
Similarly, as a speaker, and I think Mel is she did say to me she's just gonna step out for 5 minutes, but
Mm.
similarly as a speaker, you need to find what do people want so badly that they will pay for it.
Mm.
And it sounds very selfish, but we're in this to make a living.
Mm.
You're in this. I want you to think of it as, let's turn it around from a chocolate or a glass of wine or coffee or whatever that is. Let's turn it around from you walking next to the sea and you see someone drowning. You see someone in trouble. They need someone to rescue them. Would you jump in? Would you go and save them? You won't even think about it. Now, take that same picture in your head and think about a pain point that you address. So if someone has been hurt in church, relationally, leadership-wise, they're bleeding. Isn't it your responsibility, your privilege, your duty to help them stop bleeding?
Mm.
If you know how, you jump in. So it's not selling them the plaster. You have an obligation to give them the plaster, to offer them the plaster. They choose to take it or not. But once you have fulfilled that obligation of saying, well, I can help you. These are the things you're battling with. This is what I can do. The ownership lies with them. But if you're too scared telling them this is what I offer, they won't know. They can't take what you have to offer. So think of it not as selling, not as putting myself out there. Think of it as I'm helping them. I'm rescuing them. If you see someone drowning, it's your job and your duty and your privilege to rescue them, to offer a solution.
Mm.
That's what you do when you build your core topic.
Mm.
So How do we get to that magnificent topic? What does it look like? So a generic topic is something like confidence. I talk about confidence. A genius, magnificent topic is I talk about confidence for women in tech navigating executive roles. Isn't that clearer? So it's tech environment, executive roles, confidence for women.
Mm.
That's what I'm talking about, not confidence, because now people say, if I just say confidence, people are going to say confidence in what, where, how. If I say confidence for women in tech, navigating executive roles, there's fewer why, what, how questions. If a person is not in tech, they're going to pass by.
Mm.
But if they're in tech, I caught them because they're a woman, they're in tech, they need confidence, and they have an executive role, and they're navigating how to work that. Can you see
Mm.
tick, tick,
Yep.
tick, tick? So when I have a conversation with them about my services, they can say yes, 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 yes. And then you say, when do you start? And they say yes. It's the psychology behind that. Tick, 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 tick. Yes, I want your services. You
Mm.
haven't sold them. You just spoke to what they need.
Mm.
So let's look at one more example like that. So leadership. You talking about leadership? No. I'm talking about leadership for new founders in remote startups. Or I'm talking about leadership in executive leaders in the Christian or the church environment or the whatever that is. You are narrowing it down by saying tick, 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 tick. People know what you talk about. They say, yes, that's me. Yes, that's me. You want to eliminate the no's so that when you see them, when you sign the deal, when you want to close the deal, they've already said yes, 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 yes. You're not interested in the no's because the no's aren't interested in what you have to say.
Mm.
If you throw me a life raft, a life jacket, I'm not interested in it because I'm on land.
Mm.
But if I'm in the water and you throw me a life raft or a life jacket, I'm going to grab it.
Mm.
You see?
Mm.
That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do with your topic.
Mm.
Again, your topic, think of it as a movement. It's not a once-off thing. Your topic's going to evolve. What you know is going to grow. What they need is going to grow. What you offer and what they're asking for is going to grow. It's not a static thing. So we
Mm.
want to use emotional story-based language. Absolute plain language. And the exercise I'm going to give you guys, I want to ask you to be very clear. For instance, then Donnie, if I were to speak to new dads, dads of newborns, that's in an executive role, they're responsible for a whole lot of people, they've got to show up, but you've just had a new baby, you have a firstborn that's adapting to the new baby in the house, you got a mom that's tired. What do you experience? What do you feel? What are those emotions? As is, tired,
Mm.
depleted.
Mm.
You're not saying stretched, we're saying bone tired.
Yeah.
I'm gone. I'm depleted. I have no more to give.
Mm.
Empty. You don't say my reserves are finished, you say I'm empty.
Mm. Mm.
Use emotional words.
Mm.
Words people fully understand.
Mm. Mm.
Give it a
Tonita, can I ask
name.
something?
Yes, yes, yes.
Um, is this dependent on context that you find yourself in? Because finding that genuine topic that you want to focus on can be also multifaceted, right? Because you can be someone who is a communicator, who can be a conflict resolution topic speaker, but you can also be someone who is great in facilitating or, conversations with marriage couples and helping marriage couples thrive as well. So, is it contextual? How do you then make it, is it necessary to make it one when you think about the topic at hand, or can you make it contextual?
It's contextual, but overall, there's something that you stand for. Something that you do, whether it's leadership, whether it's relational, there's something that you stand for, which is that framework that we're talking about here. And within that framework, you have different aspects of it. I want you to think of it as a family unit. So as a family unit, you guys are the Gumedis. And as a family unit, you have a relationship and an application with your wife, application with your son, application with your daughter, application with your extended family. But as a whole, there's a framework of who you are and what you offer. So that what you offer and what you stand for is your brand. Let's call it your brand. Your topic is very specific towards your wife, very specific towards Ozzy, very specific towards your daughter. So what we do here is we're saying choose one topic for this application. Work with this application. And when you have a second topic, you do the same exercise again for that topic, but your framework is leadership, stellar scholar. That's what you do. You take some knowledge and you pass that on to them. Does that help?
Yes.
Okay. Mel, just let us know when you're back with us. I'm going to move forward, but just let us know when you're back, huh?
Cool, I'm back. I've been listening.
Oh, awesome. Okay. So do you have a question around this, Mel? Does it make sense?
No, it makes total sense. Because at the end of the day, everyone relates to emotion. So when you're attaching that emotional story, they go, "Oh my gosh, yes, I can relate. I can relate. I can relate." Without that, it just becomes, it's not easy for them to relate to you.
And these things are important. So if you can start looking at that topic, you say emotional, yes. Story-based, yes. So story-based means make something that's, all of us know, what's it, Thumbelina, or Lindani, you're still going to get to know the little princess stories. You might have known Cars and all the boy stories. You're going to start learning all the princessy stuff now. But the concept of it is you remember the story. And a story, remember what we did last week, a story has like a moment that happens in time. Then you go search for things. Then you have rock bottom. Then you find solutions, and then you get wins. So story based in your topic as well. You want to share sort of how you get people from here to here. That's what a story does through emotion. Now, repeatable, easy to remember. That's a very difficult one for us. We sometimes feel, and I'm the perfect candidate for that. I want to put things in such intellectual language so that I look more professional, or people think I know what I'm talking about. But when it's simple, people repeat it. It's easy to remember. It's easy to tell other people what you do, because you want to be so great when you speak to them that they can easily tell others what you do. Remember the telephone game where you say something to someone and then they repeat, and the person on the 10th row says something completely different? That's what happens when it's difficult. But when you have an easy to remember word, it's easy then to move on. So examples is, for instance, things like the quiet power method or speak to lead framework. Okay, so my program here is about speaking to lead. If I position this to corporate companies, that's what it's about, speak to lead. They know exactly what it is. when I go and I do my Digital DealMakers Academy, it's got alliteration, the DDMA, the Digital DealMakers Academy. When people start understanding that, they know it's digital, it's about deal making, and it's academy where they can learn how to do that. What is yours? Start looking at what that thing is that you are looking for that people can remember. Okay? Let's have a look at the core. Remember my core framework that I spoke to you about? I want you to think of this. See, when you have clarity, it brings confidence in the messaging you give. So work on you understanding what it is you offer. If your client and your leads and the people that you speak to, your prospects, have clarity on what it is you offer, they have confidence in what they will pay for or why they show up, or confidence in you. If you look at the O, we look at opportunity brings optimization. So I want you to go and have a look at what it is that you offer and how much opportunity is there in that. If you've kept on telling people what it is you offer, but the opportunity just doesn't happen, it might mean that you have to go back to the C and say, let's work on my clarity. Because if there is no clarity, you'll see it in how many opportunities you have in your speaking. Okay, so you have to do clarity first before opportunity comes. When opportunity is there, you can start optimizing it by saying, let's take this opportunity and do more of it. So let's grow this. Let's do more opportunities. Let's grab more. Let's fine tune what it is I do. That leads to your R. And it's tough. Resilience brings revenue. You can't try something once and say it didn't work. You've got to try it a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth time, and that brings revenue. Okay? So sometimes you've got to continue with things and grow and build on it in order to bring that revenue in. And it's through engagement that you have empowerment. So test this, speak to people, look at how you can play with your topic, clarify it, have clarity in how you share that, see if there's opportunity coming in, optimize that opportunity, bring more people on board, speak to more people, continue with resilience, continue with it, because that will bring revenue, and engage with people, share with people what it is you do, because that's real people, not just online, real people. Talk to them. Mel, do you want to share what happened when you met the women and you asked them what they actually go through? How did that change your perspective and your offering?
So yeah, you know what your story is, but when you're actually talking to people and they actually go a little bit deeper, then you go, oh, I didn't think of sharing this part of my story, because I actually realized that these are your extra challenges and your additional challenges, and that actually having the physical conversations with people, I think has also helped me just to know how to just to speak with more emotion so that it connects with them, as opposed to being very flat. Because I'm very much like the accountant, bullet point, like here's the sentence, go kind of things. Having to add those adjectives and the emotion in there, and knowing what their challenges are, definitely helps. And then you also realize you're meant to be doing this and helping them.
And the benefit of not guessing what people go through, knowing what they go through. When you know what they go through, you can align what it is you offer to them. There's a clear, if you know someone is drowning, when you throw them that life jacket, when you throw them the raft, that it's to benefit for them. You're not going to feel stupid throwing that to someone that's on the road and they don't want to take it, because now it starts affecting your confidence and it starts affecting how you show up. And if you know what it is they need, it's very easy to build this message, the topic, the opportunity.
Exactly.
So how are we going to do that? How are we going to do that exercise? How do I find out what I'm good at, what they love from me, what they want? Is we go through and we complete a clarity grid. I'm going to give you the example and the exercise. So I want you to go and sit, take a list like this, and literally just write down. It can be 30, 50, 40, how many you can write down. What are you good at? Just write it down. What are you good at? What do you love talking about? And so if I'm good at cooking, I love talking about new recipes. What do my audience struggle with? Many of my friends don't like cooking. They struggle with doing that. So, but would they pay me for it? No. So then I scratch it through. What am I good at? I'm good at helping people see options when they feel like they're stuck. Okay, I'm really good at that. I can maximize opportunity. What I love talking about is how they can do this too. What are they struggling with? They need clarity. Cool. That's a connect. So mark that one, highlight that one. What am I good at? I'm good at connecting with people. What do I love talking about? Life experiences, what I've done in the past. What are my audience struggle with? Well, when they go through a tough time, they don't want to hear about my travel to Egypt and Turkey and not a good one. Scratch that through. Can you guys see how you start building and brainstorming this particular topic? So Lindani, again, it comes back to your question. Is it specific for a specific audience? In this case, yes. If you decide you want to speak to pastors and leaders of churches, then you need to think, what am I good at in this concept of leaders in churches? What do I love talking about leaders in churches or relationship issues in churches? So, and what do they want? What do leaders in churches want? What are they struggling with? So here we work on clarity for this specific topic. If your topic is young adults, it's going to be different. If your topic is married couples, it's going to be different. Because remember the triangle is what do I know? What do they need? And what do they want? So what are they looking for? That's how we brainstorm these topics, by simply taking this and making a list of these 3 areas and just saying, let me brainstorm, let me work through it, let me add what I'm struggling with and eliminate the ones where there's no connect. Okay, so we go through that same thing of tick, 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 yes, yes, yes. Those are the ones that you then shortlist and you work on. So you need to ask yourself, what do I want to be known for in 3 years? In my marriage and in my friendship, Lindani, I asked you earlier, what do you think when you think of me? You said a great person. Yeah, that's relevant. I always want to be that. But in my business, I want to be known for someone bringing the shortest possible way to solution when adversity strikes. That's what I want to be known for. What do you want to be known for? What change do you want your topic to create for people? Remember their need. What change do you want to create through your topic? Because that's what we do when we speak. We create changes, we transform, we inspire, we motivate people to implement what we say so that their life change or their situation change. So what change do you want your topic to create? And here's the most important question. Why does this topic matter now? Because remember, things change. 6 months from now, people might not want that anymore. We had this conversation with my daughter who's preparing for a career in X. And as a parent, I know that most probably that career won't be there anymore in 3 years' time. Most probably. So all I can do is make her focus on what's important now, not what she will get in 5 years from now. She might work towards that, but what matters right now? Why are you working with this right now? That's the urgency. That's what makes your topic relevant, not what's going to happen or what happened last year. What makes it relevant right now? Hello, Azzy.
Yes, see you. Say hi.
Hello, Azzy.
Hello.
So those are the three
Absolutely.
things that you do. And for invest work, we're going to do complete the topic clarity worksheet. So those things, what do I do well? What do I like talking about? What do people want to hear about? Share that with us for feedback. And for next time, I want you to prepare a 2-minute story about why your topic matters. Your current topic, not all 5, choose one of the topics and we build that topic and we start marketing that topic and we research that topic. So do the clarity one. What do I do well? What do people want to talk about or hear me speak about? What do they change? Will they pay for it? All these exercises, all these questions. Share the topic draft with us. We'll work through it. I'm going to give you the worksheets, please, Sumal, and then prepare your topic story, your story about the topic. 2 minutes to come back to us and tell us about that. Good? Any questions on that? I will share with you, like I say, on Monday, and my VA is starting again, and she will follow up with you guys, give you more reading, more listening, just a reminder of everything we've done. We are going to meet next Friday again, so you've got a week. I don't want you to dwell too long on this because it is what comes natural. Just write that down. We'll work with it. Next Friday, same time. And then we're just going to go through and start packing these things into a structure where we are going to build your speaker profile with the content you have so far. So make sure, just go back to the topics. What do you do well? What are your strengths? What kind of speaker you are? Why do you want to speak? Like, remember that vision. Why do you want to speak? And next week, we're going to start off with you telling us about your topic, and we're going to give you critical but uplifting feedback. Okay. So if you can, with those people around you, share it. Share it with the 2 of us, but also with the other 2 of us, but also share it with people around you and say to them, what do you think about this topic? Do you recognize this in me? Will you listen to me? Do you think it's spot on? So that when you come to us next Friday, you've practiced it, you know what it's about, and we can give you more feedback on it. Good? Any questions?
Oh, good. Thank you. Are we doing online again next week?
It's up to you guys. If you want to do it in person, we can. I think it might be good to meet in person again. What do you feel like? A nice coffee on the beach, or we can meet in Strand for a nice coffee on the beach and do it there at one of the coffee shops?
I'm always happy to meet. It's up to Lindani, though. I think it's more challenging for him, I think.
Lindani, what works for you? Does in-person help, or do you prefer the online version?
Either or works for me. I think we can do in person. I think it's fine, but either or works for me.
Okay, so maybe next week, because we are going to just chat about it. There's a place, and I can't remember the name now. I think it's Bread's Heaven or something in Strand on the beachfront. I will send you the pin for it, but then we do the same thing, 9 to 10:30, and we just meet in person and we chat about it. And I will make sure you've got your workbook so you can make notes in a workbook. I hear what you say, Mel. If you're like me, I've got a stack of notes. And all these notes are notes from every meeting I have, but now I've got to page through all of them to make sure where's what. So I'm doing exactly the same thing, putting it into structure. You'll have a workbook. We can build on it every week, and you can use that to write down. If you can, print the workbook, print the sheets, and you've got it in one place. Okay.
Magic.
I will make sure all the recordings, all the processes, all the trainings are up for you by Monday. And then you can just do a refresher on those, put it on double speed if you want to listen to it. but there will be a nice summary of each of the lessons with your worksheets in it. And next Friday we meet. I'll send you, I'm going to go there later this afternoon, so I'll update the calendar so that you know where it is. And then we meet there and we just have a nice in-person connection again.
That'll be lovely. Thank you.
Good. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Perfect.
Have a wonderful weekend, eh?
Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you. Thank you, Jonita.
Okay.
Thank you, Mel.
It's a pleasure. Bye.